Tonight, we are back again with the Muvid IR 715-2 Internet Radio Receiver. You have seen this previously on my YouTube channel, however, the device on my workbench is not the same. This right here is one that my parents bought shortly after I got mine. They found it kind of useful, and so this was purchased for the living room stereo system. Now recently we lost power to the living room stereo system. We accidentally unplugged it, plugged it back in, and the internet radio receiver now exhibits this strange behavior. When you turn it on, apply power to it, rather than going into standby mode, you get this message, waiting for PC Wizard. And this is going to be displayed no matter what you do. I left this unplugged for a couple of weeks. I tried pushing all the buttons. I tried pushing buttons in combination with turning it on. I tried pushing combinations of buttons. I've been looking all around in the internet trying to solve this problem. There is no reset button on this thing or anything like that. What the internet research reveals is that this all apparently comes down to one single module that this whole device is based on. It's called the Venice 6, made by Frontier Silicon. That's what makes this thing work. Everything else is just buttons, display, and power supply, pretty much. And this Venice 6 module was used in many different devices, including hi-fi receivers, such as this one, but even in portable little pocket radios, they've been using it, apparently. And some of those devices offer a USB-based update routine. You connect the device to your PC, and you can put an update onto the device using the USB connection. And that's what the PC Wizard is good for. The problem in this case is that this PC USB-based update or upgrade capability was not implemented into the hardware. This device does not even have a USB connection that you could use to connect this to a PC. All it has is a USB jack to plug in a flash drive. I found some other people having the same problem, and they asked in the Muvid support forum, and the technicians just told them to send the unit in for repairs. Now that was several years ago when these things were still under warranty. This was bought in 2009. So it's out of warranty, and I just thought, instead of just throwing it into the trash straight away or tearing it apart or whatever, I just take it apart. Maybe I can do something looking at the Venice module itself. The seal has been broken. And here we have the inside. We have a rather sophisticated line filter over here, power transformer, rather primitive dual 5-volt power supply using two 7805 linear voltage regulators. We have a motherboard, and then the daughter board up on top is the Venice 6 made by Frontier Silicon. In the front we do have this cable, and they're actually telling you what all the connections are right here on the circuit board. So that might be kind of useful. That connects, of course, to a circuit board in the front that has the display as well as a display controller, it looks like, as well as all the buttons on it. The Venice 6 module over here, the problem is you cannot find a datasheet on this. So I don't know what all these pins down here do. I'm kind of hoping that I'm going to find a pinout like this under the module. This can receive two different wavebands. In this, only one of the two wavebands is used. for FM and DAB, and that has this antenna lead connected to it. Wi-Fi antennas over here. I'm not sure what that thing right there is. It looks kind of too fancy for a voltage regulator. It might be some sort of a processor. It does look like it has been getting quite hot. And here we have the main board taken apart, and it doesn't look good. Unfortunately, no pinout on the main board for the module itself. Just a couple of electrolytic capacitors. There is quite a bit more hardware on this than I thought. I mean, you can see it says 3.3 volts right there, so there has to be some sort of an additional voltage regulator on this thing. Probably up here, one of these two guys, the big guys. The module itself, it's totally unobvious what anything does. It's some sort of a multi-layer circuit board, not just a double-layer board, because there aren't any connections running to these pins on either side of the board. I was hoping that I would find some sort of a pinout where it might say something along the lines of reset or RST or something like that, but that is definitely not the case. Just for fun, let's see what happens if you power up the unit without the Venice 6 module plugged in. Okay, so we have the standby LED coming on right there, as well as the display backlight. You can't turn it on, just as expected, because as far as I can tell, there is no processing on this main board. While the unit kept on waiting, I measured some voltages on this Venice 6 module. All the ones that I have marked with an X carry 3.3 volts, except this one that carries 5 volts. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to short out all the pins to ground, except for the 5-volt pin, because that I'm pretty sure is just going to be connected straight to the power supply, so that's just going to cause a short. Well, maybe grounding out some of those pins is going to fix it. And that did not do anything either. I can even run this probe along all the pins like this, including the 5-volt pin. I can short that out and nothing happens. Waiting for PC Wizard. So I guess repairing this might not be entirely hopeless, but you definitely need the documentation for this module to do it. I don't have that documentation, I can't find it, so I guess I'm just going to give up and tear this thing apart. And this is the internet radio receiver pretty much all taken apart. This we have not seen before. This is the front circuit board. As you can see, a bunch of momentary switches, standby LED. Then over here for the volume we have this rotary encoder. For the remote control, we have the infrared receiver right there. And then we have this. This is the interesting bit. This is the display. And I'm preheating the desoldering station so that I can take that out. I unsoldered the display, and as we turn it around, as you can see, there is a number on the back. Right there, G1286429. If you search for that, you can find some stuff on this, but unfortunately, no proper data sheet. So, unfortunately, it's not going to be all too easy to use this thing for anything. I'm not even sure if this has a display controller on it or not. On the back of this circuit board, at least it gives you some sort of a pinout for the connector. As you can see, 8 data lines as well as some other stuff. But whether or not that is enough to actually use this display for anything, I don't know. I have a friend who might be able to do something with this. We'll see. Anyway, so I guess that's that. That was the Muvid IR 715-2 Internet Radio Receiver. Thanks for watching.